How's it going, boys? Johnny Superb Man here, and it's time for us to begin our NHL 17 GM mode commentary with the Toronto Maple Leafs, my hometown team. Now, in the previous video, when we were going through franchise mode for the first time, I noticed in the comment section a lot of people saying, "No, Johnny, no more Toronto Maple Leafs. You've already got too many series going with them, and plus you were already the general manager back in 2012. While that may be true, the rosters are completely different from now to 2012. This is no longer the Phil Kessel, Dion Phagouf show. This is the young prospects of the blue and white. The future is bright. I want to take over as the general manager and ensure a dynasty, not have that skill be wasted. But more importantly, on my decision to be the general manager of the Maple Leafs is, the roster update from EA Sports is not going to drop until the actual NHL season is underway, and that's in October, so we got like a month to play with right here. I want to pump out GM mode videos this year. I want to get far quickly, and with the Toronto Maple Leafs, because I'm familiar with the roster, I'm familiar with the direction that the team is going in, we can do more. We can do more quicker, and we can get further into this franchise, enabling us to start up another GM mode fairly quickly, all right? I want to get a lot done this year, so we're going to start it up with the Toronto Maple Leafs, boys. I've edited the rosters for the Leafs, not around the NHL. I got some prospects on the right teams. I also created Jimmy Vesey or Vesey, whatever his damn name is. We'll get into that in a second, but the second part of this intro is owner mode. Now, I played this last night just to take a look at it. I wanted to see if it would translate well for the YouTube series for entertainment purposes, and I just don't think it would gel well, boys. I mean, it's going to be too much to worry about if I gotta worry about finances, building a team, player morale, the owner's goals. We'll get like a month done per like 5 videos or something. I'm not down with that. I just want to focus on the players. All right. I'm not criticizing the game mode itself. If you're the kind of guy who likes owner mode and likes to worry about finances and the players, more power to you. But this is a series. It's about entertainment. I want to go back to the old school, just focusing on the players, the teams, and the story that comes from that. All right. I got enough on my plate with just GM mode. So it's not owner mode, boys. This is why I'm calling it GM mode. We're back to the GM mode commentaries. Salary cap is going to remain on. Assistant coach edit lines, we're going to turn that off. Waivers, I'm going to turn that sucker off. Morale meetings, I'm going to turn that off. It's too repetitive. Even though morale is going to stay, I don't need to tell people one of 4 answers every week or two. It just becomes way too repetitive. And computer trades, we're going to leave on. All right, boys? So we're going back old school GM mode. Now, rules and settings, I'll just quickly fly through this. Quick settings, we're all familiar with these settings. Going to go to 20 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Can you go further? No, you can only go as far as 25 years still, so that makes sense. Authentic cap penalties we're going to leave on, so I think we got a 1.2 mil cap penalty from Phil Kessel's retained salary. Difficulty superstar, blah, blah, blah. Salary cap is on. Trade difficulty, we're going to leave that on medium. Again, this is the first playthrough. I just want to see what this GM mode brings, except relocation. No, we don't need to worry about that. Advanced settings, what are we doing here? Assistant coach edit lines, no. Auto-rotate goalies, yes. That's the setting that I suggested way back in the day. Trade offer notifications, no. Waiver notifications, sure. All right, morale meetings, we're going to leave that off. Where's the injuries? Gameplay sliders. So I'm going to leave the injuries on, but last night when I was doing a playthrough, I noticed JVR, Kadri, and Willie Nylander all got injured in preseason. They weren't long injuries, but still, I had to edit the lines and such, so I'm going to go injury occurrence down to 10 out of 100, all right? And again, if you guys don't think it's enough, this is why we're doing this playthrough quickly with the team I'm familiar with, so we can pump out these videos, keep salary cap on, and prepare ourselves for the future GM modes. All right, boys? So just go nuts in the comments section. Everything, anything and everything. And we're also bringing back the fan art for every series, but I'm taking the fan art away from our website. For the people who are not signed up for our website, it's not fair if they want to get fan art. So if you guys want to send fan art, Twitter. Just send me any pictures to Twitter for any series. I'll go through it, I'll sort it, and that's how we'll get the stories going once again. That's another thing. I got fan art to worry about, the finances to worry about, the GM mode, the morale is way too much, man. I want to pump these videos out, all right? So here we go, boys. It's official. The GM Superb Man is taking over as the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Lou Lamoriello and Brendan Shanahan, they got the owner title still. They're worrying about the finances and how to grow Gaudreau, the Air Canada center. Mike Babcock is below me. He is the coach. He's worrying about the players. I'm the middleman between the players and the owners, all right? The general manager. So let's go around here. The good news is that I played this last night, so I'm familiar with where with where everything is. There you go. So I might as well just show you guys the Toronto Maple Leafs roster. I've said this multiple times already, so I may as well just say it again. I'm familiar with the blue and white, so it was a lot easier to edit them down. A lot of their players overalls were a little bit too high. We'll start off with goaltenders, all right? So Frederik Andersen, 88 overall, medium elite goaltender. Some people were saying that's a little bit too high, but you got to think about it like this. He's 26. He's got the potential to grow as a goaltender at 26 years of age. But in this game, I think they stopped growing at 26, right? So if you make him 86, he may stay at 86 for his career. He may become like a 90, 92 overall goaltender 4 years from now. We don't know, right? So at 88, you get a nice combination of he's good enough right now, and he'll be good enough for his career because his potential says medium elite. He's got $5 million per season for another 5 years. So goaltender is taken care of. Move over, James Reimer. Frederik Andersen, and freaking Jonathan Bernier is gone, thank God. Defensively, all right, Jake Gardiner, 85. Morgan Riley, 85. I gave Morgan Riley a medium elite instead of high elite. High elite is like way too good, and well, we'll get to Austin Matthews in a second, all right, but medium elite at 85, that's still good enough. Roman Polak, 83. Now, he was 85. You guys need to understand something about the weighted overalls. It's the same as old Gen. Defense and physical categories are weighted far more heavier than puck skills, right? So that's the reason why a guy like Roman Polak, whose puck skills and shooting and skating and senses is not that great. If you look at his defense and physical, 5-star and 4.5-star. That's what jacks up his overall. Take a look at a guy like Morgan Riley. His puck skills, his shooting, his skating, his senses, his defense, they're all up there, but his physical is only 3-star. That drags his overall down, right? So don't be fooled with the overall number too much. I lowered it, but it's just physical and defense. That's all. Matt Hunwick, Carrick, Corrado, Marinson. All right. Right wingers, Leo Komarov, Joffrey Lupul, Josh Lievo, and William Nylander. I moved him up to medium elite, left him at 80 overall. Left wingers, James Van Riemsdyk, Milan Mikelic, Brooks Laich, Matt Martin, and Colin Greening. We got some depth right there, man. And centers, Nazem Kadri, low elite instead of medium elite. Tyler Balsack, I got him at 83 overall instead of 85 overall. Peter Holland and Austin Matthews, I moved up to high elite, boys. Basically, with the Leafs roster, Matthews was medium elite, 77, while Morgan Riley was 85 at high elite. I just changed their potentials around. He's the first overall pick. Give him high elite. And there's one more above elite. There's franchise. So he's not like the highest of the high. That's Connor McDavid. He's the highest of the second tier. All right? High elites. I think that's fair. Now, we also have to take a look at in the system. Hang on a second. Our centers in the system, Frederick Gauthier, top 9 forward. Maybe some nice depth for us in the future. Hang on a second here. Centers, left wingers, Kirby Reichel, 79, Prust, Liepsik. Kirby Reichel is a medium top 6. He might actually have to give him some NHL time this year. Timoshev, all right, top 6. Look at all these young prospects for the Leafs, man. Top 9, Hyman, Mitch Marner. I gave Mitch Marner medium elite, 79 overall. OHL MVP, leading point man down there. You have to give him some stats. So I gave his puck skills a good boost. His shooting category, he doesn't have a hard shot, but his wrist shot accuracy, I jacked up there. He's a playmaker, so I wouldn't expect his shooting to grow too much. You guys were saying he's actually a pretty good defensive player, so I upped his defensive awareness and stick checking, but his physical, I mean, he's a small guy, right? So I gave him only a 1-star for the physical. 5'11". I guess he's not that small. 5'11", but 163. He's got a small frame. All right, so that's the right winger, Soshnikov, Arcabello, Kasperi Kapanen. Look at all these top 6, medium top 6 players the Leafs have. Holy crap. And defenseman, Jared Cowan, I lowered to a 78 overall. All right. Those are all those guys down there. And goaltenders, Bebo, yes. So that's all that taken care of, boys. Let me just go back to in the system, main roster. The other rookies that I moved over, the Winnipeg Jets, they got, what's his name? Patrick Laine, who is medium elite. Now, I know he's not high elite, but if you look at his puck skills and his shooting category, they're already up there. Puck skills is already 5-star. Shooting is already 4.5-star, right? This guy will be a 90 overall player with those base stats, and he's a sniper. It's just his defensive category. I mean, that's EA Sports right there. I didn't even touch Patrick Laine at all. I just made his shooting a little bit better. I think he was like 77, 78. So I just made his offensive category slightly better. So Patrick Laine is going to be a beast. And also I made sure to have Pulju Jaharvi, or whatever his freaking name is. I always butcher these damn names. He is at medium elite 76 overall, right? And there's Connor McDavid, medium franchise. All right, and the one player I created, forgot to say it, one player I created, the New York Rangers, where is he? Jimmy Vesey, how do you pronounce it? I gave him high top 6 forward, all right? Didn't want to make him, like, elite or anything. 79 overall, high top 6. He's a playmaker, all right? So, left wing playmaker, there you go. All the other rosters, boys, I did not touch, so I'm waiting for EA Sports, but I'm not waiting a month to get GM mode commentary underway. We're doing it right now. All right, so there you go, boys. That's all that taken care of. Now, we can start this off the right way. Player morale, edit lines. We're going to do our rosters. Maple Leafs. Yes, okay, so we'll start off with the scouting assignment, all right? Trade, scout, and sign free agents. We may even want to sign a free agent. Scouting, Chris Russell is out there. I could use a defenseman. Edit scouting assignment. Do we want to make the playoffs first year, or do we want to try to get another high draft pick, build for the future? So all players, let's see. These guys pinned. Anybody? No, the NHL doesn't know what's going on just yet. Or maybe it's just in the, is it that in that, just like the SHL? Oh, I see. I haven't done too much in scouting. I'll get used to this. So let's go to the OHL. Don Cherry always says we need Ontario-born players. I need defensemen for 6 weeks. There you go. And let's see. Does that do anything about the pinned players? Or do I need to start scouting them before they become pinned? Is it like their rank number? I'm going to have to take a look at this later. All right, so I'll just worry about the OHL scouting we'll do like 12 weeks. We'll do 6 weeks for defense, 6 weeks for forwards, and we'll come back at that. All right, trading block. I don't want to go into the trading block just yet. You know what? What we'll do is we will arrange our roster for preseason and the NHL. We'll start off with that, see who we have, all right? So manage roster. Let's go there and bring up the players that we want and send down the players we don't want. Roster moves. And I made sure to get Nathan Horton, Pavel Datsyuk, and Chris Pronger in the free agent category. I tried to trade them over to international team, but they ended up still on the squad, so I had to just drop them to free agency. Important part is the teams don't have to worry about their salary, all right? So here we go. Goaltenders. Who are we going to have for the goaltenders this year in the system? We got Bibo down there in the system, Anderson, Enroth, and Sparks. So Sparks, you're going to be sent down. Anderson and Enroth as our 1-2 punch boys. That's fine by me. We can go with those two goaltenders. Defensemen, Morgan Riley, Jake Gardner, Roman Polak, Matt Hunwick, Connor Carrick, and Frankie Corrado as the 6th. Marinson as the 7th. Who do we got in the system? Anyone? Jarrett Cowan. Nah, Jarrett Cowan, you're going to stay down there in the AHL. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you know what? That's actually fine. NHL. Do I want to be playing these guys, though? I mean, Hunwick might have to go. I mean, he's a high top 6 defenseman is Connor Carrick. I want to play him. Frankie Corrado, low top 6. I don't need to play him necessarily. And medium top 6 defenseman. So I think what I want to do is Frankie Corrado could be the injury guy, the depth. If we have an injury to one of our defensemen, he could play, and Cowan could remain down there in the AHL. We go Marinson, Carrick, and the bottom 6, Hunwick, Polak, Gardner, Riley. Yeah, that works out for me. Right wingers, let's see, Komarov, Lupul, Nylander, Lievo. Let me just bring up everyone that I know. Oh, Jesus, Zach Hyman. Top 9 forward, medium. Let's see his potential stats. See, all these freaking... I'm going to have to make a decision on these Toronto Maple Leafs players. Well, first of all, we're going to need Mitch Marner up here. I want to play Mitch Marner. So, Mitch, you're coming up. There you go. Soshnikov, his role is minor scoring forward. Should I leave them down if they're 78, or should I bring them up? Nikita Soshnikov. All right, well, I could have a filthy AHL squad. Kasperi Kapanen. I mean, look at all these guys. 1 year in the AHL would probably do them well. Arcabello, Connor Brown, AHL top 6 forward, so he doesn't look like he's got the greatest NHL potential. All right, so I'll leave those guys down for right now. Kirby Reichel, though, he's listed as a 4th-line forward, and he's a medium top 6. I want to bring him up. Yep, bring him up. Yeah, can I bring him up? You can't bring him up because too many people will be up in the squad. Okay, damn it, man. All right, so who do we not need here? I turned waivers off. I can always put them back on. We're before the season, so it's not a big deal to move these guys around. Lievo, let's see. He's a 4th-line forward. He's a medium top 9. All right, there's another guy. Jeez, I want to play him as well. Damn, man. The Leafs got so many freaking players here. McCallick, Brooks Like, let's see, exact bottom 6. He could help out the squad this year, but I don't know. Is it because he's happy? His numbers have gone up there in shot blocking? Colin Greening, let's see, 80 overall. Yeah, you know what, Colin Greening, you can go down. There you go. You can go play in the AHL. Boom. All right. Centers, Kadri, Bozak, Austin Matthews, and Hollins. Yeah, that looks good right there. Let's go back in the system. Any centers? Fraze, Mueller. Frederick Gauthier is going to play in the AHL this year. He's not good enough. Left wingers, Greening, Reichel, I want to bring up. Boom. Prust, Greening. I mean, I don't need Prust on the NHL squad unless I should just load up for the AHL. Well, in this video, boys, we're not going to be doing any simulating. I just want to arrange the squads and maybe make a trade or two. Get it kind of short so you guys can chime in. Tomorrow, we'll get the next video up, though, and we'll get some simulating. You have my word. Oh, shit, and then I watch like a tornado is going to come through Ontario. People are going to rip on me. All right, so Prust and Greening down here in the AHL, or we could go with them up in the NHL and have another bust year. Brendan Lepsic, he's got to play in the AHL. That's fine. And right wingers, do I want Hyman? It's saying he's a minor scoring forward. He could always play down there and dominate. Soshnikov, Kapanen, I could have a filthy top six. Let me bring him up just for now. Oh, I can't bring him up. All right, boys. So that is the full roster right now. Let's go to edit lines and see what we have. You guys are going to help me out. Remember, GM modes are interactive. And go nuts with the... No. Keeping your lines up to date. No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. If I go best lines, then they name a captain. I think. I remember that. So I'm not going to do that, all right? So, line errors. Let me just fill in the forwards first. Mitch Marner, sure. Substitute in all lines. And where's defense? I have where offense. Who's not? Hang on. Extra attackers, goaltenders, scratched. Where's the forward line that's not dressed? Hang on. I'll find this. Starting lineups. Who's not dressed here? We got everyone dressed. Yeah, we got everyone dressed. All right, something just popped up. Never mind. All right, so there are the scratch players. Here are the starting lineup. James Van Riemsdyk, Nazem Kadri, Leo Komarov, Joffrey Lupul, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, who's a right winger. I made him a right winger. Mitch Marner, who's a right winger again. I thought I made him a left winger. Oh, well. Austin Matthews, Nylander, Lupul, McCallick, Balsack, and Brooks Laich, Matt Martin, Peter Holland, and Mitchell Marner. What do I keep saying Matt Holland for, man? It's in my head now. All right, and we got the scratch players, Martin Marincin, Josh Lievo, and Kirby Reichel. I don't like Lievo and Kirby Reichel scratched right there. So should I leave Kirby Reichel and Lievo down there in the minors to have a great year and have another bust year with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Or should I let Kirby Reichel and Lievo play and scratch guys like Matt Martin, Peter Holland, Brooks Laich, Joffrey Lupul I could get out of there, even though he could play sniper alongside of Austin Matthews. We got a plethora of players, which means we have trade bait. We have trading assets. We have to decide what the future is for year one for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Do we attempt the playoffs, or do we just try to build up the young guns, you know? We could do something where, say, we get like Austin Matthews... Just go with me here. We go Nylander on the first line, Austin Matthews on the second line, Mitch Marner on the third line. Then we can split up, say, like, we can even go like Austin Matthews on the first with JVR, all right, and Komarov. Then Kadri with Nylander and Lupul, and Mitch Marner with Balsack and McCallick, right? Spread out the players so you're really trying to focus on building Matthews with those two studs. Not studs, you know what I mean, compared to Matthews. I mean, 86 and an 84, studs. Kadri with Nylander with Kadri and Lupul, and then Marner and Balsack and McCallick. Or do you try to win games by putting Kadri up there with JVR, Matthews maybe down to the third line with Mitch Marner and Nylander, keep the young guns together. Hang on, fuck, I keep messing up. I'll get used to this, boys. There you go. And then go Balsack with Lupul and McCallick as a better second line, right? And then Holland with Laich and Martin. There's a lot of things we can do here, boys. Defensively, Morgan Riley and Jake Gardner. I'd actually like to split those two up, but we don't have a solid right-handed defenseman. Got to acquire a defenseman as well. All right, so you guys have taken a look. What is this? Edit lines. Go back to edit lines. What is AHL squad? The AHL squad, you can go best lines. Hang on. Options. Best lines for the AHL squad. Yes, because I think, yeah, there it is. Colin Greening has become the captain. So never hit best lines because the freaking game will name the captain for you. I don't want that because then I'll have to take the captaincy away from the NHL squad. Let's see the Toronto Maple Leafs. We got Balsack as an alternate, Komarov as an alternate, and Hunwick as an alternate. I want to keep 3 alternates this year. We don't need a captain. So never hit best lines. EA, that might be something you look into. When you hit best lines, it shouldn't automatically change your captain because that does affect morale. All right, so player, blah, 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 blah. All right, so first, let's take a look at free agency and who would be available for us to acquire to improve our squad. Trading block, free agency, sure. And then we'll take a look at the team's trading block and who we can maybe trade for as well. All right, so first we'll just go, let's do this one at a time. Goaltenders, oh shit, didn't mean to do that. Unrestricted free agent, goalies, all right? So we're already good for goaltenders, I think, with Enroth and Anderson. Ilya Bryzgalov is out there at 85 overall. Ramo, Emery, Ortio, all right? Is there any potential players? Ortio, 25. These guys' ages are kind of high. This guy, medium backup, maybe decent to sign, but I already have 2 guys down there. We're fine. So I think goaltenders we're not going to touch. Defensively, let's see here. I don't need, you know what, I'm going to stop searching for potential. We got enough potential players. So here's the defenseman: Chris Russell, Dennis Seidenberg, Kyle Quincy, Medvedev. Who's this guy? Is this Evgeny Medvedev? Okay. Andre Mazzaros, Dan Boyle. So there's definitely some guys that we could acquire, boys, on a cheap contract to help out our squad and then maybe trade bait for the trade deadline. I don't know how many players we have under contract right now. It doesn't show us in this screen, which kind of sucks. Hang on a sec. I'll bring it back up. Ugh. Navigating these damn screens could be easier, EA. But, I mean, they're better from last year. But you got to look at MLB 16 to show on how easy it is to navigate and get around places. View contracts. All right, so does it show me how many players I have under contract now? Do I have to go all the way into here? Okay, so contracts, it shows it at the bottom. 48 out of 50. So we can sign 2 free agents. Does that show it anywhere else? Doesn't show it right there. Yeah, you should have the contracts, players under contracts, on the free agent screen as well there, EA. That would help out. Trade and improve. There we go. Click on that. Free agency. So I'll bring this free agency back up, unless it does say it and I just missed it. No, it doesn't show you how many players you have under contract. That would be useful to have right here, because you're signing players and then you can't sign them, right? Because you already have 50. So there's the defenseman. Right wingers, let's see what we got. We got Christopher Stieg. He could always come back to Toronto. Alexander Semin. All right. Tyler Kennedy, what's his defensive stats like? Okay, not bad. Brad Boys, definitely some guys we could sign for some depth. Sean Bergenheim, Yuri Talusti, Martin Havlat, Patrick Ilias, Thomas Fleischman, David Booth. All these Toronto players all these players who played on Toronto before. Derek Roy, Mike Richards, Olli Jokinen, Kyle Chipchura. All right, so, I mean, Chris Russell is looking nice down there, boys. Get a nice defenseman. But if we do that, then are we trying to make the playoffs this year? Are we giving up on getting another high draft pick? This is where you guys have to come in. Trading block. Browse trading block. Let's see what each team has available. Any young guns, any veterans, any draft picks. So the Anaheim Ducks willing to trade away draft picks. Shane Doan, Radim Verbata, Dominic Moore with the Boston Bruins, Brian Giannis. So a bunch of veterans right now. First round draft picks. Radke, 19 years of age, low AHL top 6. Jerome Aginla, 84. He could help out a team. Dallas Stars, a lot of draft picks right now. The Detroit Red Wings, they are looking to do a rebuild before the season begins. Henrik Zetterberg, whose trade value is nice and low, and Nicholas Kronwall, both up for trade. Andrew Ferentz, Jaromir Jagr, Roberto Luongo. So the Florida Panthers, they're looking to do that. Spencer Watson, he's got some potential. Bozen, Bolton, Jensen, Rissling, Dupuis on the freaking New Jersey Devils. What, did you guys just sign him? I dropped Dupuis to free agency. Rupert, Philadelphia. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't think it'd be way too early to grab anyone just yet. No team's gonna put anyone other than veterans. The Sedin twins. So yeah, it's veterans who are available. I don't think we're gonna go out there and acquire veterans, boys. I was looking for somebody maybe in their mid to late 20s. So the trading block ain't gonna work. We could always put up our own trading block, and I could always make a trade as well. Manage contracts. Call up, send down, scouts. We have already done that. Updates. So let's go. Let's sim a few preseason games, and let's just see what's going on with our squad. All right, with the morale and everything. Salary cap for the upcoming season. Blah 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 blah. All right. So play next preseason game. I just want to sim a few just to see who's scoring goals. All right. So the first preseason game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's see who's gonna step up. After 1, it's 0-0. After 2, Leo Komarov, baby. And after 3, it's tied up by JT Brown. We're going to overtime. We're going to a shootout, baby. And James Van Riemsdyk, probably a nice little backhander, scores. And the Toronto Maple Leafs take their first preseason game. All right, so shots 32-31 for Toronto. 3 stars of the game. Anderson, Wilcox, the goaltender for Tampa, and Leo Komarov. All right, so it didn't really show me too much with the rookies in there. Sim to the next preseason game because we have the third line full of Nylander, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner. I want to see if they can get a goal. I don't know how to arrange the lines in this game, right? I don't know if the third line, like Phil Kessel on the third line with Bonino and Hagelin will work. I don't know if you got to put the studs in the top six. William Nylander, he got a goal in the second period there, so the third line. Third period, it's tied by the Ottawa Senators. Overtime, another shootout, and the Ottawa Senators take it. So let's see if William Nylander, there you go. Let's see if he had an assist from Mitch Marner or Austin Matthews. Here, hang on a second. Points. Let me just sort by points here. Come on now, just sort. Okay. Yeah, there it is, boys. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews hooked up with William Nylander. And they're at a +1. So do I keep the young guns together or do I split them up? I know it's only one game. They got a point there. But if they're getting points and their role is like minor league players or fourth or third liners, should I have them in their positions or should I put them on the first line so they grow into a first liner? You guys can let me know there. And also trade bait. Let me just take a look at some of our trade bait and how much value they have. I would love to actually start off this with a few trades. But what do we trade for? Draft picks, prospects, or NHL-ready players? That's the thing. So goaltenders, Frederik Andersen's trade value is way up there. That's nice. Defensemen, Morgan Rielly, Connor Carrick, Jake Gardner's trade bait's not that much. Nilsson, Pollock, all right, so not really any trade bait I see right there. Maybe this Nelson guy, top 6 defenseman. He's 19 with 65 overall, but we already have some young prospects. I'm just looking at trade bait that we could trade away. William Nylander and Mitch Marner's trade value are way up there. Soshnikov and Kapanen, some trade value there I could add in if they're not going to make the team. Timoshev, he's got some trade value. Kirby Reichel, Leipzig, Michalek actually has some trade value, suppose. Centers, Austin Matthews, Kadri, Bracco, top 9 forward. He's got some trade baits. Frederick Gauthier's got some trade bait. Tyler Balsack, not really. All right, so we got some boys, but you're going to have to really qualify your suggestions. So go nuts in the comments section. If you guys have a specific player in mind you think would work out, put them down in the comments, but let me know who he's going to replace and who I'd have to trade for and why. It's not like, oh, I'll just trade away James Van Riemsdyk for this guy. No, that's not going to work. But if you have trade Connor Carrick with a Nelson for a top 4 defenseman, and the reason is because, yes, you're getting rid of 2 prospect defensemen, but you're getting this guy who's 26 years of age. He'll be ready to play for 8 years, and you already have Rielly and Gardner. You'll be fine. I want to see comments like that. Smart comments that direct this franchise into the right direction. All right, so we're gonna leave it right there, boys. I'm gonna get more GM mode commentaries out. I want to pump them out this year, especially the first one with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Franchise mode is off, so shouldn't take too long to get through year to year. But with the Toronto Maple Leafs, what do we do? Are we a rebuilding team? Do we try to make the playoffs? Do we deliberately tank? Do we make a trade for draft picks and prospects right out of the gate, unload our veterans? Or do we try to acquire pieces that would make our team better and allow us to go on a playoff run? I don't know, boys. Let me know. Give us some fan art on Twitter as well. I want to go nuts with this year and make some stories. Let me know, boys, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life. Rock on!